Attention, bobsled riders! You will soon be embarking on a thrilling podcast down the icy slopes of the Matterhorn. So please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the bobsled at all times. Auf Wiedersehen! Hello, yodelers! We are the Matterhorn Yodelers. I am your host today, Peter, with our other host,
Jackie.
And we found...
Japheth.
Yes, we found him deep in the caverns of the Matterhorn.
He was hiding behind a trash can?
No, that wasn't me.
No, that was me. While I was looking for him, I was hiding behind a trash can.
I do remember that moment vividly. It's a flashpoint memory.
That's
I could probably point the garbage can.
I can point out where it was.
That's a reference of back in the day when Peter was a wee little one.
Yeah, I was probably like 9 or 10.
He was
little, and
I would say you're in that 4-year range, right there between 5 and 9.
And he got lost and hid behind a garbage can at Disneyland.
Toontown. It was in Toontown. Yep. I didn't look. The family was sitting on one side of the trolley station. And I only looked back when there was a trolley.
Back when there was a real Toontown.
Right,
yes, right. But I only checked one side, and I didn't check the other side, and then I was lost. So I decided to hide behind a garbage can until Japheth found my shoes poking out.
Yeah, he had little toes sticking out of his shoes.
Yeah. But that's not what we're talking about today, guys.
Not holy shoes?
Not my holy shoes, no. We're going to be talking about Disney Plus for the year 2021. There were a lot of new releases that came out, and we kind of wanted to give you some of our picks for that year. See if there were any that you might agree with us as you should watch.
And you're kind of curious. Like, there's one that I got approved for another season, but I haven't watched it, and I'm kind of curious what your guys' thoughts are.
Well, and it's interesting because, 2020, you were able to kind of track and watch all the new releases.
Oh, yeah.
It was easy.
Very slow and easy.
And then 2021 hit, and it was just so much.
And it was nope. Yeah, I remember that first year. I was like, I can watch every new thing.
I bet everybody had that
on Fridays. So you could watch all of the new stuff on Fridays. That changed.
I'm sure everybody at one point when it first started, I could watch all of the Disney stuff. I'll be on top of everything.
No,
and then it's no.
I even watched that Shop Class game show that they did.
Oh man, I remember.
I watched that. That's how much I was into this. I forgot there was another show that I was like, okay, this isn't worth it to me anymore. There was another show I was like, okay, I'm not watching this.
It was High School Musical, the musical, the series.
Have never seen that yet.
Oh, I've
yet
watched
to see that.
I've got an opinion on it.
Okay.
But, yeah.
I'm too old for High School Musical, so.
First season, I'll just get into it because it's quick.
Sure.
First season, it was an okay for a cheesy teenager Disney Channel kind of show. The second season, garbage. It's all
In
garbage.
what way?
Rubbish to the bin.
It just didn't make sense, and then the music was just out of place, and you're like, what's going on with this character? They're just
okay. So the story wasn't put together.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was my opinion on it. The story just wasn't good, and then the finale, they have the big four actors were all singing this song, and it sounded like a farewell, but they're talking about it next season. I'm like, wait, are they gonna be in it, or?
There was a show like that on Amazon Prime with called Bosch, and it was every season finale was they solve it, and then you're like, oh, are they not coming back the next season? They're like, oh, we thought we solved it, but it's not solved. So it was like, is it over? I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that series. I'd be okay if it's over, but I don't know.
I do want to talk a little bit about, because we released our last one, I think it was last year or the year before that on in April, whatever.
Hidden Gems or something like that.
Something like that. And one show that
got me and my family like hooked happened the next week after we recorded, and that was Bluey.
Yeah, Bluey's huge.
And Bluey's took over the world.
Oh yeah, it's like one of the like featured shows on Disney Plus.
It's a big deal.
If you haven't seen it yet, you have to. I watch Bluey.
Even as an adult.
I watch Bluey every day with my kid. It's one of the staples. It's all we watch. Beheem on Netflix, The Wiggles, because you gotta have yourself some fruit salad, and then we have Bluey, and that's what we did this week. Those 3 shows we were just rotating.
It's great because they're easily digestible. It's not your typical kid show where it's all like, what shape fits in the circle?
Oh, no,
it's not one of those. It's literally like you see this mom and dad's interaction with these little kids and
little dogs.
They're
like
you know.
dogs.
And like it's crazy too because even online like there's like conspiracy theories and like rumors about things about like, you know, maybe mom and dad had a miscarriage at one point.
Whoa.
With like it goes crazy because like there was like a scene where there was a hint where the kids were playing and like one was like they had a balloon or whatever and it popped. And then, like, mom and dad looked at each other, like, really sad, like, oh. And so people are like, oh, did they have a miscarriage or something?
Oh, boy.
And,
wow.
people have gone crazy about this show. And then I started seeing merchandise. They've got a huge section in Target now that I've seen, and Walmart.
Our gift to your family was Bluey shirts.
Yeah, that's right. We got the mom, dad, and then instead of Bingo and Bluey, they have my kids' names on their shirts. So
that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Were there any riffs about who was Bluey and who was
Bingo?
No,
we haven't really.
Were they accepting of their roles?
I think they were accepting.
Just because of age, we didn't want to.
No, I think
you didn't want to have 2 Blueys.
Yeah.
I think they've gotten past the point where Levi's been fighting over Bluey, so I think he's accepted that he's the dingo.
Yeah, Bingo,
not dingo.
Bingo ate my baby.
That's right. So that is a must-watch. I know season 3 has premiered in Australia.
Oh, good. So we should be getting in the next year.
It should be coming within the next year.
I do have some of the episodes that I like. I mean, there was Dance Mode.
Oh, that was great.
That was great because, like, so the dad eats Bingo's, like, fry. And it was, I didn't ask you. And so the whole episode is not asking, Bingo. And they take stuff that's his. And so he has to learn how to speak up. And so, Ford's kind of his, like, penance is to do a dance mode whenever he's triggered. And so it's the most inopportune times to do dance mode.
It is hilarious. That was a great episode.
So it's like, was it the mom? Is it Dusty or is it Rusty? I think it's
Rusty.
Rusty. You're like, woo, Rusty got some moves there. Yeah, it was just like, that one's fun. The double babysitter, the octopus, the baby raise. I mean, there's just little moments that you just learn a lot. And I think as a new parent, you're just like, oh, that's cool. And some things are relatable and some things are like, oh, that's good to know for later on. And just love the show. Can't get enough. It's probably my favorite show on Disney Plus.
All right, J5, let's get one on your list.
I'm gonna go with Star Wars. This one is the anime Visions.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's on my list.
It's very unique.
Yes.
It's has nothing to do with the Star Wars universe. It's just they incorporate Star Wars into an anime level story, and they'll use certain characters, but has no bearing on Luke, the Anakin's, the Skywalker saga. Has no impact on that.
You don't know time frame. It just takes features of Star Wars and puts it.
Yeah, and they're individual stories, and they're different styles of anime.
Yes, I think they had like 6 different anime studios compose different shorts for that series. Yeah. It was fascinating and very beautiful. Some of them were like fantastical pieces of art, honestly.
So if you're a fan of artistic pieces and Star Wars and anime, and you don't have to know any bearing. I mean, all you have to know is like lightsaber, Jedi, Sith, like some basic information, and you kind of know, like you kind of just go along for the ride of the story.
I really liked the one with the it was like the samurai episode where the duel, where like the Sith are like bombarding this town or whatever, and then like
get the umbrella, the umbrella lightsaber,
right?
Yes.
The umbrella lightsaber, and then the Traveler comes and he's come to challenge him, but you find out that he's actually also a Sith, and he takes on. That was really cool.
That was a good twist at the end.
Yeah, it was so good.
That was probably the best one. My daughter really loved the Tatooine Rhapsody. It was
the music one?
The music one. We were watching it, and I was like, okay, Mom's away. I can watch.
Right.
I can watch something that I can watch. And Hera was like, and there was music, and my daughter loves to dance to music. And it finished, and she looked at me, and she did the more symbol. She's like, more. And so we watched it 3 times, and it was just a cute moment. Another of Visions is The Bride, and then The Elder.
Yes.
The Elder's the one with the evil Sith. Like, he's scary. That's like nightmare level scary. Like that grin. And so I just love how they incorporate that ancient, like Japanese style and history with the Star Wars. It's kind of like a multiverse kind of crossover. And so I thought I'd throw that out there for Visions for sure.
I also want to throw in a side thing, because we are on the subject of Star Wars. They released the Star Wars Vintage Collection, which they had the 2 Ewok movies.
Yep.
They had the holiday special cartoon.
Yeah.
So the infamous Star Wars holiday episode.
The one that was traded by Weird Al and White and Nerdy.
Right. Correct.
I know all you guys know that reference.
And like there was a cartoon which was the first time you saw Boba Fett and official Star Wars things, which you actually saw some of Boba Fett's weapons in the Mandalorian series. So there's a lot of interconnection of things there. So you had that. They also released the Clone War shorts from when it was with Cartoon Network with the Samurai Jack artists.
I love the
5-minute shorts
where he's like just in the middle and there's thousands of like robots and he just like lays waste to them all.
I just loved him just pounding at them and they just turn into rubble. He's just punching them. He doesn't need a lightsaber. He just has to punch them and he just obliterates them. Each episode's only like 5 minutes long, but you find yourself sitting there for 2 hours because it's that long.
It's the predecessor to
Episode
Clone
3.
Wars and like the cartoon show. I mean, it doesn't have an impact on it, but it introduces characters in there.
Right, you get Grievous, Asajj Ventress.
Yeah, Ventress.
So
I like Ventress. I like her story. As it goes through, it's kind of like Darth Maul and how like give a little bit more context to the Sith. That's one thing I always crave more in the Star Wars universe is more Sith content because it's so mysterious.
Yeah.
All right, Jackie.
I will do Foodtastic.
That's a new one.
Yeah.
It is.
Which ones did you like? I've only seen a couple.
I liked the Star Wars one. I've only seen a couple.
Did you like the panic of the one? Like, we need to put food on the ship.
Oh, yes.
We need to put food.
So, Foodtastic is just like a food competition. It just goes back to like memories of, I just remember like Sundays was the day where we would watch like Food Network and like food competitions and stuff.
Back in my day, we watched Doctor Who.
That's right.
The one with a very long scarf.
Well, this was when Mom was in charge of the TV. So it was Food Network. And so I watched a lot of baking competitions. And so this was nice because it's like a baking competition, but Disney theme. And so they have like Ant-Man and Star Wars.
The set is very elaborate.
Yes.
Beautiful screens. What do you think of the award?
That's okay.
They give you a pin.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
is
like,
that it?
you win a very special pin. It's just like, it's so exclusive. Nobody wants it. No one's ever gonna, I'm gonna put it on eBay. Like, who's gonna, I'll give you $20 for it. Like, the episode shows you who won it. It's not yours. So what's the point? Give me a trophy. Give me like passes to Disneyland for a year.
Yeah. But I enjoy that show. It's like a nice, like, put on the background kind of show.
I like the Up episode. The Pixar is really good. Mm-hmm. No, I've enjoyed it.
So, I enjoyed that one.
Okay. Well, I've got one here. I would like to point out the Mysterious Benedict Society.
Oh,
Did
that's
any
on
of you?
my-
Did
Yeah,
you
oh,
watch
I
that?
watched
That's
whole
the one
thing.
where I haven't seen it, and
it
I'm
got
like,
approved?
I've just been, and it's been hard to get me to do it. Like, I know it should be interesting, but I just haven't.
Yeah, watched
it.
the whole thing. I enjoyed
am
it.
obsessed with it. It was so good. It's kind of has like almost kind of like a Willy Wonka vibe to it. Like that's kind of like the tone of the series, where like the adults are kind of weird. All the adults are kind of have weird quirks about them, and the only normal people are these
Kids.
genius kids.
It kind of reminds me of like the unfortunate events,
Of
Yes, it's
series
very
of
similar
but
to like
not
events.
so dark.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
It's very much like that. It's based off of a book, like
Yes.
a older children's book, and
So like 12.
But it
Yeah.
has,
No, I'm just joking. Like
No,
you say
but, like-
older, and I'm all
well,
like,
I
are the
was
books
gonna
older or
say-
the children older?
no, but I was gonna say like it's a children's book, but it's not for like a picture book. It's
I get it.
yeah.
it's just a fun adventure where these kids go on to save the world from being brainwashed and mind
Yeah.
controlled, and like it's fun.
I think it's just like a hidden gem that most people don't know or
Oh, yeah.
put effort
It's a
in
new
watching.
name. It's new content.
Yes.
And that's what scares me, is because I'm so used to what's familiar with me. It's where I'm like, do I want to get emotionally invested in something?
It's worth getting emotionally invested into this
Okay.
one.
That's what I know it, but I
Tony
just...
Hale is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Mhm.
Like he, every time he's on screen, like his characters are
The acting's
amazing.
well done.
Yes.
The directing, I mean, it overall is well done. I did see some posts that like it's not very true to the books.
Sure, but
But-
it's hard to make that.
But I've never read the books. But as far as not reading ever the books, and this is my first time being exposed to the story,
It's great.
I loved it.
That might make me more interested into reading the book
Yes.
series.
Or read, in general. For
Or
me.
read in general.
For
Yeah.
me. I would like to learn how to read. Teach me
Right.
to read, Jackie.
All right, Japheth, why don't you go next?
We'll just finish up the Star Wars one. Bad Batch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So...
We didn't really talk about that, did we?
We didn't. So it came out for Star Wars Week, and
went from May through August.
yes,
Mhm.
and it takes from if you're a Clone Wars animation fan, then you will recognize the characters from this. But these characters are Bad Batch, or they're unique. They all have set of skills that make them. I don't want to say superior, but like attunely like weaponized to benefit, the Republic.
They're basically like
The A-Team.
The A-Team, or like
Again, this is an old reference.
The
Ooh, okay, something
Navy
that's not the 80s.
SEALs.
Yeah, they're like they're special operations, and
right.
but they're clones. So, but they're all like they have unique facial features. Some have like tattoos.
You got the strong guy. You got the guy who can like track things. Like
The
he's.
strategy guy.
You've got the computer guy. You
Yeah.
got the
And so like you get introduced to them. They go on a special like mission with like Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin in season and the last season of Clone Wars. So you're introduced
the
to them
last
there.
season.
The last season. The last season, season 7, I think, right? And so this takes place right after Order 66.
Right. You get
Right,
to
like-
see that transitional period with the Empire taking over the Republic.
And so I'm always fascinated with this time period in the Star Wars. It's like people are like, I like World War II and Civil War. I love this transitional period of like what happens from like Darth Vader to A New Hope. I just love that transition and what goes on in that universe. But yeah, you get introduced to Omega, who's like this Jedi female clone. She's not Jedi. She has like...
Well, she is a clone.
She is a clone, but she has the Force in her. Would you say? She's intuitive to emotions, like, I get the feel that she is like untapped potential for that.
I mean, they haven't really revealed anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that's like heavily implied as a fan, that you kind of like, you're reading between the lines.
Oh, I'm so reading.
They haven't stated any of this yet, but we'll find out more when they do season 2.
And so they introduce like what happens to them. You see Caleb from Rebels, his story, and so you also see you're just going on a fun adventure. You see Harrison Dula. I was showing my daughter. I was like, "That's you. That's you." Like, I don't look green. I don't look green.
I don't look green.
So like each week you're going on an adventure because they have nothing, and they're trying to piece together. They're not with the Rebel Alliance, but they're the infancy, the little small ember of what comes out of what brings about the rebellion in a way. Right. They're interacting with everybody, just trying to survive, low profile with everything. It's just fun.
I thought it was good. It was a little bit too similar to Mandalorian as far as with Omega.
Yes.
They treated Omega like the baby Yoda of the team.
Yeah, and I think the next seasons you'll see more evolution. They've incorporated her, given her an arrow, bow and arrow, and she's part of the team more.
She's kind of going on a similar path as what's his name from Rebels, Ezra. Yeah, a very similar path where he was just kind of like there the first season, but then becomes more part of the team later on.
Yeah, for sure,
and more integral to the story.
And so it's just, if you want more Star Wars, it gives you, it fills in holes, and I'm waiting for them to bump into like Han Solo or Darth Maul, stuff like that. You're destined to. So yeah, just throwing Bad Batch out there. It's been like 6 months, but I'm just throwing it out.
Yep. So,
Jackie?
Let's go with Welcome to Earth with Will Smith.
Oh, I have not watched this.
Tell us about
it. It's a new series, so I've only seen like 2 episodes. But basically, it's a new series, and Will Smith is going on an adventure about Earth or different parts of the land. And like the first episode is really interesting because it talks about sounds of Earth and the impact, and I don't know, it's hard to, I'm terrible at explaining this, but basically the sounds the Earth makes.
Mm-hmm.
So it talks about, one of the first scenes is they're climbing an active volcano with someone that's blind.
Oh, is it the guy that like climbed Everest blind?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen him in other
it's
like
the same
shows.
Guy, yeah. And so in one of the scenes, he was like, they were looking at the lava, and Will Smith is
trying to describe it to him.
Trying to describe it. He's like, "Oh, it's like fireworks," and
well, I'm blind.
Well, he wasn't blind all his life. He lost his sight like freshman year of high school.
Okay.
But he was like talking about like so I guess like a volcano is like one of the loudest recording sound, but you can't hear it. If that makes sense.
So it's frequency.
Yeah. And so
our ears cannot hear it.
And so when they were like basically in the volcano, Will Smith's like, I could hear it going like woo woo woo, and like the individual that was blind, he goes, that's all I hear consistently is that
sound.
And he's like, and the expert was like, yeah, it almost sounds like a chainsaw almost or something like that.
Interesting.
And so it just talks about like, you know, volcanoes and like the sound it makes, and like they did the sounds whales make and how loud it is, and like the vibration of it all.
I just think of down Periscope where the guy uses whales.
Yeah.
So honestly, it was interesting. I will probably watch all of them. I thought.
Oh, that's good.
It's like
it looked like an interesting show. So
it's not I was afraid it was gonna be boring, like some like national
Nat Geo like special.
Yeah. But no, it was
You got Will
interesting.
Smith in there. He knows how to make things. Wow.
It was funny. He was all like, so we're gonna go in the volcano. Am I gonna survive? Like,
Am I safe?
and he's all like, so the key thing is when you hear the volcano like shoot out things, you just want to look up and make sure the rocks aren't gonna fall on you. And he's like,
they are.
but this guy's blind.
That's fun.
That's good. All right, so I've got one here. I've got to go to my Disney nerdum here and go with Behind the Attraction series.
I've got a series. I only watched one. I watched the Haunted Mansion.
Sure.
We
So,
watched them all.
so like this series kind of gets some flack in the Disney community because it's very Disney-fied. Not as much substance per se. There's like little
But it's
like
a good
For the people who are
intro.
new to it.
correct, and
It's a good intro.
like for those people who like don't want to sit through like a 45-minute discussion and be like, in 1956
There's YouTube for this. There's YouTube. There's someone who can break down the
Right.
schematics.
this,
everything
this would
for
be
you.
a great way if you are that sort of person to introduce it to your kids.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's very exciting for them. And honestly, there were some things there that I learned in some pictures that I had never seen before. So they definitely pulled from the Disney archives and showed some unique
They
perspectives.
show
and,
Walt at Jungle Cruise shooting hippos.
did they show that?
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
I don't remember.
That's my favorite picture.
I don't
I love
think
seeing
so.
Walt with the gun and the hippos just shooting them.
I don't know if they showed that picture. They may have. You know, they showed a lot of unique pictures for all of these different attractions. You can definitely tell they picked certain attractions to help promote something at the end. It was everyone was like, okay, we're promoting something. So like Jungle Cruise was the Jungle Cruise movie. You had, they talked about Star Tour, so obviously they're promoting Galaxy's Edge. So they were always promoting.
There was a
Tower
spin
of
to
Terror
it.
was the Guardians of the Galaxy coaster that's coming out later this year at Disney World. Because they did the connection, Tower of Terror to the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout to the roller coaster.
Yeah.
So like you can tell like they selected certain ones to help promote certain attractions or something that they wanted.
So that's the part where I
later.
could skip over if I don't really.
When you get towards the end, you're like, okay, you're trying to sell me something. Okay.
It's something like you start watching at first, and then you're like, I'm gonna do dishes for a little bit.
I'd rather do chores, Disney, than watch your infomercial.
So, but all the history part leading up, very informative. As I said, it's a great introduction to those who may not know the history to certain things Disney.
Yeah.
So I would give that a look through.
Okay, I'm gonna throw one that I've really like, in the sense where I watch it with my daughter, and it's really grown my appreciation for this work, and it's the Monsters at Work.
Yes, that one did make.
I've watched that probably 3 or 4 times, and it's only been out for maybe 2 or 3 months.
No, that came out in. I have that written down here somewhere when it came out. I have it in the July-August time.
Okay, yeah, time's flying by.
Yes.
So it takes place. It's basically a sequel to the Monsters Incorporated movie, but it incorporates Monsters University, where you have a newly graduate from the Scare School going to work, and his name's Tyler, and you're going on a journey with him as they transition from a scare factory to a laugh factory, and it's fun. You get to learn more about the characters, and it expands the universe. You've got Henry Winkler, the voice, and for those who don't know Henry Winkler, I guess I'm going to throw out a early 2000s reference where he was the Waterboy coach.
Or the Fonz.
If those who are around
who understand who the Fonz is.
understand, yeah. We got a coworker who was a millennial.
He's also
He had
in
no
Parks
clue
and
who the Fonz
Recs.
was. He's in Parks and Recs.
He's in a lot of Adam Sandler movies.
Yes, and
That's-
so
you see him
he's
a
in
lot.
that universe. He also one thing I learned is that Roz is voiced by a man.
Yes.
Did not know that.
Yep.
So that was fun to learn about that.
I think it was the director of Monsters Inc. I think was the voice.
I was like,
of
that's
Roz.
ridiculous. And then I was all like, oh, he's what? Oh, okay, I can do it.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I guess I can do it.
Wazowski.
But my daughter was just like, Mike Wazowski! Like, or she can't say Mike, but she's like, Wazowski! So it's a fun show.
Such a fun
I
show.
recommend it. I wasn't a big fan of the first movie. Loved the second movie. And this one just grew that appreciation for the whole series in Pixar. So
It's fun because you get more of like the monster world, which is just, I don't know. I enjoy like that monster world like story they've
and they
created.
got a fun catchy song. You know,
Yeah.
there, and it's good. I really recommend that one.
So I recently just watched a movie. It's called Stuntman.
Stuntman. Okay, yeah.
I
I never saw it. Tell this.
So it's kind of like a documentary. It's a professional. I had to look it up here. So it's a professional stuntman, Eddie, Brian, I don't know. And so he is a well-known stunt person in Hollywood. He's done a lot of stuntmans. He's 50 years old at this time of the documentary, and he is attempting to launch up in a rocket crossing the Snake River Canyon. The same jump that Evel Knievel,
That's what it says. It sounds familiar.
yes, it failed to do. And so it's about the story because the original person who made Evel Knievel's rocket and stuff went back to the drawing board and was like, this is what I would
They
fix.
learned physics.
And this is what I fixed. But he passed away, but his son took all of that information and basically recreated the same rocket. And it's just that story leading up. I really recommend it. I was caught through it. I will not spoil anything, but I
He
enjoyed
dies
it.
in the end. No. I don't know. I haven't seen it. But, that's a good one. Like, that was one I kept eyeballing, and I'm all like, yeah, when I got time.
So I recommend that one. It was very good.
Good. I have one that I really liked putting on. This one kind of helped me go to sleep in a good way. Like, it wasn't like I fell asleep because it's so boring, but it was like a very relaxing, calming show. It was Growing Up Animal. So it's one of those Nat Geo. So it's like basically you watch these little baby animals. Like I watched the bear once. You watch these little bear cubs grow up.
Oh, yeah,
And
that's a
good
you
one.
see
I
their
watched
journey.
that.
So it's a very relaxing one to put on. Like I'm just trying to fade myself to like it was very nice, relaxing, a nice one to like if you want more peace in the home, you know.
Do you have to fall asleep with the TV on? Or
I
your
don't.
wife-
My
your-
wife is. Yes, I need the TV off. For
I
me
need
to
it
go to
dark.
sleep. Yes. Yes, absolutely. But if I need something like if I'm too wired, this is a good show that helps
To
me
get
like
you
relax
wind
a little
down.
bit. So, just a short one I wanted to throw out there that like
Okay.
probably wasn't on anybody's radar, but I thought it was just a nice relaxing one. The kids kind of think it's cute, you know, to see the small animals. You see the zebra or the bears and things like that. It's cute.
Well, we're in Nat Geo. I'm just going to throw out Jeff Goldblum has a second season.
Yeah.
It's
I haven't
dogs. Dogs, dance, magic, fireworks, and yeah, I think that's it. There's like
I
4.
haven't watched all of them yet.
No, I've only watched Dogs and Magic, and it's fun. It's a
Yeah.
Sunday show. I keep it simple. But I'm going to do 2 shows, Mighty Ducks and Big Shot, because they would come out together, and it was
They
almost
did.
like my
Yeah.
own little like TGIF
Yes.
kind of situation.
They-
It has that feel.
Yes.
So with Big Shot, that was the big surprise for me. It was one of those like, let me just throw it on.
It was so good.
It throws me back to like TGIF level. It's
Uh-huh.
like, it was what was the not Disney Channel, but there was the other channel Disney had.
ABC Family.
Yeah, ABC Family, and then it turned to something else. It had that kind of feel of TV show.
Yeah.
But it was fun. So it's John Stamos. He's basically like the Bobby Knight of coaching, where he's like throws a chair and he's kicked out of college basketball, and now only job he can get is coaching high school girls basketball. And so he builds up his, rapport, and they start winning, and he builds up his relationship with his daughter, and it's just a fun high school movie. If you like those or TV shows, then it's fun for what it is. Mighty Ducks, all aboard the nostalgia train.
Totally.
Gosh.
The best episodes
yeah.
were anytime they harken back.
Yes.
So, yes.
Ending was not great, but...
So we all agree it was rushed. It
Yes.
was all like, all right, we're going to play this championship. And then, like, they play the whole tournament in 30 minutes. And then you're like, oh, that's it?
Yeah.
We built up to this point? Like...
Yeah, it was... The ending was definitely a little rushed there. And then...
It was like they could have...
It could have stretched just out just a little.
Just give us a couple more episodes.
I believe it was renewed for a second season.
Oh, so they're gonna give us more so the premise is like the Mighty Ducks have become this like the enemy of what it was used, what it became and what we grew up with in the sense that it was like, oh, have fun and play.
Right.
It turns into like the Hawks.
Club,
we went club
yeah.
hockey. We get you into Harvard and all those.
I thought it was funny that they made the Hawks the loser team.
Yeah, I thought that too. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I was like, well, the coach is dead. If you think about it, if he was coaching in the 70s, it's like, it's been 50 years since then. Like, let's slay at that. Bombay's not looking. He's no spring chicken right now, but
that is sad. Coach Bombay will not be returning for season 2. So, but
Goldberg will be coming in.
Charlie might. From my understanding, I heard Charlie might come back.
That would be
might
fun.
come in.
That'd be cool.
No, Emilio. My problem with Emilio is they turned him into Luke Skywalker. He got burned out, kicked out, and
the bitter old
he's
man.
drinking blue milk from a weird monster on an island far, far away. No, it just... That was my only, I had my qualms with that. But it was cute. I got excited.
Yes.
For these two shows that came out together. And
I thought it was smart for them to release them, around the same time.
Yeah.
With big shots. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they fed off each other with, it reaches the right demographics.
And Turner and Hooch was the third show that kind of...
I think it came out kind of right after that, right?
Right, almost at the end of Big Shot.
Where they had Drake? Was it Drake or was it?
Yeah. Josh.
Josh. They had Josh from Josh and Drake.
Josh.
That's right. Drake's in jail. Did you like it?
I enjoyed it.
I watched the first episode and I was like, this is like the movie, and I don't like the movie, so I'm not gonna watch this this show.
It wasn't the best it could be, but it wasn't bad to I didn't feel like I was wasting my time watching it. It didn't get renewed, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm glad.
So.
Father Yoder liked it.
Yes.
Yes, he did. He did like
It's just
that.
hard for me. You're remaking a Tom Hanks film, and it's I like a lot of Tom Hanks films, but this one I was just I don't like. So.
Well, and they kind of implied that Tom Hanks is Josh's.
Oh, it's
dad.
Okay.
So.
That I would have watched if Tom Hanks was on
Well,
there.
He's not in it.
He did not.
And that's why I was all what the heck? Don't tease me like that. He's...
They'll Tom Hanks will get his brother to do a background voice as his impersonation,
Of course, right. We don't have Tom Hanks, but we have John Hanks. Hey guys, what's going on? No hard it is to live in the shadow of Tom Hanks.
Well, no, honestly, that's what Tom Hanks does. So, I don't know if you guys know this. So, anytime, they would need to do, a Tom Hanks voice, for a video game or, a book or something, they get Tom Hanks' brother to do it. Because it's easier to schedule him in.
His brother's I'm always in the shadow of Tom Hanks.
Well, he gets paid to do that.
Sure. He's like, Tom Hanks signs it, but his brother shows up.
All right, so the next one I have, this was more my wife really got into. I've only seen a few episodes of this here or there, but she highly recommends this show. It's The Secrets of Sulphur Springs. It's kind of like again, it's, kid show. You're dealing with like, mid-teen, teen and younger. So you got some teeny bopper age kids, and they go to this, their parents buy this abandoned, like almost kind of resort that they fix up, but there's some sort of secret, and they end up time traveling, and they're trying to figure out the mystery of what happened here, and it's a little mysterious, and like it all revolves around this girl that went missing, and so they travel back in time and they find this girl, and it's right before she disappears, and so it's like trying to figure out the mystery. So it's a little...
That's fun.
It's a fun...
That's interesting.
Yes.
What's it called again?
The Secrets of Sulphur Springs.
Okay.
So... my wife, she was obsessed with this show. So when the season ended, I'm not sure if it got renewed or not, but when the season ended, she was all like, I want more. So
that's good. It's always good when you have a show like that where like, I can't wait for more.
So yeah, I wanted to throw that one out there. Yes.
All right, I'm gonna throw out 2 shorts that are really good. Olaf Presents.
Oh, yeah.
That one's just fun. I've watched it multiple times. So if you like the scene from Frozen 2 where Olaf interprets what happens in the first movie to get the characters who've been stuck in the mystery mist, they take that and they incorporate it for Little Mermaid, Moana, The Lion King, Aladdin, and Tangled. I love Moana where it's all like, I'm gonna sing my name again. Like, it pokes fun.
I am Moana.
With Olaf singing style.
Well, I liked how he threw the rock at
what is it? Marshmallow.
At Marshmallow, yeah. There's the rock at him, and then it's like ice
spikes
go in. Yeah, that was great.
I wish they were longer. They were so good.
You want more, and that's great about these shorts. It's just, and they have one that's a compilation where you could just put on that. You could just keep watching them over and over if you want to. The next one that I watched with my daughter is Doug Days.
Oh, Doug Days is so cute.
Oh, it's so great.
Oh, you just get all of Doug.
My kids are obsessed with the puppy episode.
It's a great one.
Oh, the puppy one's so cute.
Yeah. Puppy teeth. Oh, puppy teeth.
Oh, they're so cute. Ah.
That's my life right now. I've got a puppy, and it is just like, I love you. I hate you. This is mine. You have yours.
Yes.
Yeah, I love the battle between the squirrel. My favorite is when Doug saves the day with the scent. And he's like, Jimmy Johnson, you don't belong here.
Right.
I like when the other animals are talking, like the bird or the squirrel.
Yes, that's a fun one. And then you get like Elephants on Parade with the fireworks where he goes into a dream.
Yes.
That was kind of like, it's like, Papa, you are a daffodil. And I love when, what's his name? The main character, the old man. I forgot his name.
Carl.
Carl's explaining to Doug past tense for
Doug
dig.
and dig.
Yes.
Did you dig? Yes. Then you dug. Yes, I am Doug. And you're like, he's like, yes, just go. Like, I'm done. I was like, you are a patient man.
It's like sometimes you realize our lives would probably be a lot stressful if we didn't understand what's going on in our dog's heads, if we couldn't actually communicate like that.
So that one's watched once a week, that series, and it's a joy in my house. So those two, they're great.
I will do All Hail the King.
Oh, this is an old one.
No, well...
It's the Marvel one, right?
Yeah, Marvel.
It's actually old.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh.
But they released it right before Shang-Chi because it involves that storyline.
Yes, so it's, I saw it right before I saw Shang-Chi, but it goes into the villain in, was he in Iron Man
3?
The Manchurian.
The Mandarin.
The Mandarin, or the impersonator.
Oh, I did see this.
Of the Mandarin, and it's basically the real Mandarin is going after him.
Yes. So the story behind the scenes on this was after Iron Man 3, Marvel Studios got a lot of backlash on how they handled the Mandarin villain.
Because he's supposed to be a real
He's
bad
supposed to be
villain.
a really bad guy, and they kind of
Yes.
made a joke of him. So Marvel Studios came out with this relatively short, not too far
I do
after
remember this coming
Iron
out
Man 3,
afterwards.
which
It's like 2013.
and there's a lot of these shorts that Marvel Studios made that they haven't been released. They were put on like DVDs, but like they haven't really put a lot of them back onto Disney Plus. There's a lot with like Phil Coulson and things like that. But yeah, this came out to kind of
Like
let
where
the
he's in
fans
prison.
let the fans know that we know what you're complaining about. We're going to take care of it, sort
Yes.
of thing. So
And then, of course, Shang-Chi, the movie.
yes.
Great. Loved it.
It was a fun movie. It
Yep.
got my attention.
It was a great introduction to a new character, and I'm excited to see where that will lead.
Yes, I'm excited to see that character's future in the Marvel universe.
If you enjoy those styles of Chinese
Like kung
films
fu,
and
yeah.
fantasy, you're gonna love it. If you're not a big fan of it, there's still some bits of Marvel that they throw in there. They show like the bad guy from the Hulk film
Yes.
and the original fighting, and then you got the
If you like Jackie Chan movies, you'll like this.
yes.
But it's
that's
fun.
the way I would put it.
I was laughing through the movie, and
They got a fun sidekick
yes,
where she's there. She lightens up the mood.
yeah.
Okay. I've got a couple shorts myself. I've got Burrow.
Oh, Burrow's so cute. We talked that about in our shorts episode.
Oh, we did, didn't we?
Yeah.
So, good one there. And then the other one was the Us Again. It was with the old couple in the rain.
That's a great episode. Or
My
great.
heart loved it.
Where they get like a second chance in the rain and they're enjoying life again
They're being
as
young,
young
yeah.
couple. And then as the rain moves on, they become old again and he's trying to like hold on to that youth and she's all like, "What?
I'm still here.
I'm still
Yeah.
here. Like we don't need the youth to be happy together
Yeah.
and have fun." And so like it was a great message. It was
Such
it
a
was
good
it was a good
message.
heartwarming story. I'll also throw in the Chip and Dale Park Life because that kind of fits with the shorts.
I didn't care for it.
Oh really? I thought
did
they
not
were
care
cute.
for the
I thought
Chip
they
and
were good.
Dale. Yeah.
I can't. If my daughter can't get into it, I can't get into it. So
Sure, I get it.
haven't had a chance.
There was a good episode with they were obsessed with stealing people's mail. So like the whole premise was like them trying to like crack a walnut or something, and another chipmunk had a walnut smasher cracker, and so they're trying to figure out like, and so they showed them where they got it, and it's in a mailbox, and so it's like Chip waiting for another one to come in, and it becomes almost like a religious thing, but it never, the thing that he's looking for never comes, but Dale's having a fun time with all the other stuff that comes in, like he's getting phones, a drone, and like all this crazy. Dale's having a life
He's got
of
the
his
one-track mind.
right, but like Chip, he was just like obsessed, almost became like a religious thing for him, like waiting for the mailman to come to deliver another package, and he's all like praying to the mailman is hilarious. I thought it was cute. I would say watch
I'll have
it.
to check out that episode.
Yes,
I think I saw part of it.
so
Yeah.
some of them are very fun. It's a different take on a Chip and Dale story for sure. So.
All right. Have you guys seen Bronze Gone Wrong? It just got released.
It did.
Yes. I didn't like it.
Really?
No.
Okay.
It just
It didn't speak to you.
didn't speak to me.
Does it remind you of a film that we grew up watching?
It's hard to say because I haven't sat through the entire series. It's
So-
been on in the background.
Okay. It
in my
reminds me
house.
of Short Circuit. with Johnny Five's
Oh,
alive.
sure. Yeah.
Just not a weaponized
Yeah, not
robot.
a death robot.
Yeah,
Sure.
death robot by the military-industrial complex. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. So it has that kind of like short circuit, kind of like, I've got my own personality.
Right.
There's another movie on a different streaming platform that I thought was better. It's like the...
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
It's like the family vacation one, but it's like the end of the world. Where like the robots are like...
Yes. I know what you're talking about, and there's like one robot that's different. Yeah, it's a very similar storyline where there's one robot that isn't acting like it should, sort of thing. Yeah.
But the premise of the story of Ron's Gone Wrong is that everyone's got these robots that take your pictures, and it's like basically your cell phone.
Yep.
But it's interactive friend. But this guy, the main character, he gets one and it's broken, but it's got its own personality, and so he tries to teach him the algorithm of being a friend, and because he doesn't have any friends, but in the end he makes friends, and it's a cute story. I enjoyed it. It kept my attention. You know, it wasn't like, oh, when will this end? I didn't do chores during it. How about that?
There were some good parts of it in the movie, but I think just all of it together just didn't work for me.
Yeah, this is a Fox.
Yeah.
Yes. This was probably one of
because
the
I saw it on
last
HBO,
ones.
and I was all like, wait a second.
Yeah, it's on HBO and Disney Plus. So, yeah, I know my sister-in-law. She was saying she loved it a lot. So I know it's well received by many people for sure.
I'll go into the What If series.
Yes.
It's a Marvel series. They're amazing. Watch them all.
I thought it was great.
Doctor Strange was the best one.
Yeah.
I thought that was the best one.
And maybe he'll be in the new movie.
Possibly.
I think so.
I mean, it looked like him.
It looked like it. Yep.
We got some, the Dr. Evil. I mean, that was probably the best one.
The zombie one was so funny.
It was different. The zombie one, which I think that is getting its own series.
Is it?
I think the zombies universe is getting their own thing.
I thought it was great because at Disneyland at the Halloween party you can meet zombie Captain America.
Yeah.
Which that's just fun.
So for those who don't know, the What If is a multiverse Avengers situation where you've got, a multiverse Avengers group is picked from different universes to fight Ultron that is trying to collect the stones, who is basically trying to take over, the Watcher? Like, he finds out, like, oh, I can jump out.
So basically, in the Ultron episode, Ultron is... He finds all the Infinity Stones, and he's successfully and basically annihilating all of life in the universe.
Yeah.
And then he kind of goes through an existential crisis, and then he realizes there's a multiverse because of the Watcher.
Yeah. He's like, who are you?
Right. And then then Ultron breaks into the multiverse, which then the Watcher creates his own Avengers team from different timelines
from the episodes
him.
you watched prior, and so you get like Peggy as Captain,
which
Britain.
we didn't get one of the episodes, so we'll get that in season 2, which was the Gamora episode.
Yeah, where she came in.
Gamora and Iron Man defeat Thanos.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you get T'Challa as Star-Lord.
That was a fun episode.
Party Thor.
Party Thor, yep.
Yes, Party Thor was good. Killmonger. I mean, it's a good group, and it builds that what if, like, and it's fun, and you could tell that the creators didn't have to stick to one thing. They could come up with whatever they want as long as it's a good story, and it is. And I recommend it. I binged it, and it was great.
And technically, it is technically part of canon.
Yeah.
So.
Because anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
Dang you, Loki.
Black Widow may be coming back.
We'll see. It may be in a different way. Not in a permanent way, I think. But, no, that's a great one.
While we're in this universe, there was a series of, series that came out. I know we've talked about some. Which one really sticks out in your mind that came out? So you have like WandaVision, Winter Soldier, you have Loki, you have Hawkeye, which you guys discussed last week, and then what's the other one you guys?
Well, give us your thoughts on Hawkeye since you weren't here.
I thought it was okay. Nothing special.
Okay.
I just kind of I watched it, and
that's about my wife's
I thought it was
reaction to it.
it's okay. Like, you introduced the character, I thought she was cute in the sense of just I want to be your partner, and we'll work together, partner. Yeah,
yeah,
I get it. And you'll be home for Christmas. Boy, sure is Hallmark there, and
yeah,
it's cute. Got the bad guys, and it was all right.
Okay.
So yeah, you got WandaVision, Hawkeye, Winter Soldier, and Loki. Of those, which one you think is like the must watch again? Or
I loved WandaVision.
WandaVision is up there in mine.
I would say one that you feel like you need to watch would be Loki. I feel like if you're trying to keep on top of the MCU, you need to watch Loki, because I think that really is setting in motion the future of this next phase of the MCU. So I feel like I loved WandaVision.
Yes.
Probably
artistically, I thought it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Right.
And what they did, and
but I
clever.
think in series of importance, I think Loki was the most important of the series.
For the connection of other movies, yes.
Moving forward, I think you have to
watch
this.
Loki to understand the next generation of Marvel.
Because we've already kind of started into this multiverse vibe with Spider-Man, and we got Doctor Strange multiverse of madness. So you're gonna want to know what's going on.
This is step one, and you need to understand it, which we explain in an episode.
That's
so
right.
if you haven't, either watch it and then listen to our podcast, or listen to the podcast and don't watch it. I don't know, but I really do recommend watching that, and I think it's the big one that's come out of Marvel on Disney Plus this year.
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, I've got one more.
Okay.
I've got
one.
one. So let's each go one more. I've got another Disney nerd one here, and that's Adventure Through the Disney Archives.
I enjoyed
that. That was so yes. I enjoyed it.
You get to see some of the artifacts that Disney's been holding on to, and that you watch it and you go, oh, I want to see an entire museum with all this stuff. It just makes you want to see all of it.
Well, they show the paintings.
Yeah.
And they're like, we've got warehouses, and the first thing comes into my mind is Indiana Jones and the archives.
It totally is. It totally has that vibe. And from my understanding, they have dozens of buildings just filled.
Well, and now
with
they have
everything.
all the Foxes.
They have all of the Foxes stuff now. And so
who was it? Somebody, was it here, or was it our parents, where they discussed they should just take over the old malls and just have a moving museum for Disney of the archive, go from mall to mall.
That'd be great.
And take over that.
I'm not sure where it's at now, but prior to the pandemic, they were starting a Disney Archives tour. I think it started at the Bowers Museum in LA. And then the pandemic hit, and then it just kind of stopped. So maybe one day we'll get another traveling Disney Archives thing, because there's really cool, amazing things if you're into movies and history.
Because they do it in the parks. They have exhibits, and I mean that's what the old Innovations building has been. It's just been an archivist kind of display.
So
I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah,
that's kind of my.
Really good one.
That's for now. That's kind of my last pick that I would recommend.
All right. We don't need to talk about it, but the Beatles get back. I've watched an episode. It's kind of fun to watch history.
Yeah.
This band that's influenced rock. So.
Which does have a lot of their.
It's the most controversial.
Yes.
On Disney Plus, if you want scandalous. They swear, and they're drinking beer, and they're smoking cigarettes.
Disney trying to push the line?
Yeah, I guess they could just get away with, like, it's the Beatles. Like, they're everybody's band.
And there is a interconnection with Disney history and Beatles history that maybe I'll talk about in a future episode.
Ooh, that'd be fun. So I want to get into this, because we didn't have an episode for it, but Encanto.
That was going to be my last pick.
Then this is a great one to end on. Because we don't want to talk about Bruno. That's one
we don't talk about Bruno.
Yeah.
There's I watched this one TikTok today, and they were like, "What is Disney's problem with Bruno?"
Right.
Because he's a
Silencio Bruno.
Yeah,
from
Silencio
Luca.
Bruno.
Yeah, I thought about that too.
And there was someone that came on. He worked for Disney. He's like, "There's nothing. There's no collaboration. It just happens."
Sure.
Right. I think there's some executive named Bruno that everyone's kind of being like, we're going to talk about Bruno.
They're all like, "Oh, don't talk about Georgia," and they're like, "No. His name's Bruno." And everyone knows who Bruno is on the board,
right?
And they just don't want him to speak.
No, it's great. When I first watched the movie, I was like, "Oh, it's okay. It's a cute movie."
I thought so too.
But it grew on me.
It's getting better as I watch it.
It's definitely one of those movies that, like, the more you watch it, the more you start, like, getting to the beat of the music, and you're like, oh yeah, because it's Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yes.
So
it has you. There's
so if you like Moana, you like Hamilton, you'll like this.
You could tell, like, I didn't even know he was the writer, but when we got the Strength song, I was like, oh, this is total.
Which is so funny. The first time I watched it, went to the Strength song, I was like, I hate this song. I hate it. But then it grew on me.
And you're like, this is a great song.
It grew.
She's like working out to it.
Never drop. Whoa.
It grew on me.
She's lifting donkeys.
It did grow on me. There are some, like, musical background techniques or technical things that they did that I don't care for, but overall the lyrics of it were great and stuff. So
I think my problem at first was it was too much like a play. And so, like, we like our Disney animation to be like a play. We don't want it to be a play. Sure. And I got that feeling when I first watched it. But the music is slowly getting me. My daughter loves it, and so I hear it every day. Somehow she gets on the YouTube thing, and she just clips it all the time.
My kids put it on. Levi will put it on every single day. Every single day. Even if he's only watching it for like 15 minutes, he'll put it on.
He'll skip to the We Don't Talk About Bruno.
No, he'll just watch it. Like, I've listened to that first song so many times.
Yeah.
So that one, and then the Strength song. That's about as far as sometimes.
You know, there's a theory going around of why what's her name? The main Isabella?
Yeah.
No, Isabella's the sister.
Yeah.
Isabella. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's escaping me.
Insert name here.
Right, thanks for giving me more work to do, Jackie.
You can cut it. So, when they show the scene of when she's going to open her own door as a child, and she holds the candle, right? And then as she goes to the door, she wipes her hand and then touches the doorknob, and that's why they say she doesn't have powers.
Sweaty hands.
She wiped her hand before touching the doorknob after touching the
candle.
Sweat is the key to the magic
from the candle. So
yes.
So everyone's gotta like rub their hand on the candle and get that.
There's so many rumors going around why she doesn't have powers, but that was one of them.
My thing was, so the mom can heal people.
Yeah.
With the magic bread or whatever, or the healing bread, but if she eats her mother's bread, does her eyesight get better, or is that not really seen?
Plot hole.
I was one of those like, why is your eyesight better?
Maybe she just doesn't eat her mom's food.
Maybe she's like Drew Carey,
Maybe.
And it's like he's like fake glasses. She has LASIK.
Maybe she just likes wearing glasses.
I guess, but I was like
that's definitely something I didn't think about.
It's like when my wife asked me, so like with Star Wars. with lightsaber battles. So like, so how do you turn on a lightsaber? I was like, oh, there's this light switch. And I was like, why doesn't somebody in the Force just turn off the other person's light switch? And I was like, you've just ruined Star Wars, stop it! I was like, maybe it's Force sensitive. No, Han Solo does that. Oh no! How do I explain this to my wife without like ruining all of Star Wars?
The thing is, Jedi have done that before. Like we've seen that in the Clone Wars series. You've seen. I think Dooku does that to some Jedi. He turns their lightsabers off.
I guess like when you're a Jedi, you just have to learn how to protect your
lightsaber. You have to have it all.
Hold your button. No, hurry, push it up.
You just see fights where everyone's just like
holding their buttons up. Yeah.
Oh,
come on.
We need a short with this. We need a short explaining this.
I'm sure there's an apologist out there.
It reminds me of the whole argument about like the Raiders of the Lost Ark would have ended exactly the same without Indiana Jones.
Pretty much. Yeah, no, it's a hard pill to swallow. Like, it's a great film that you don't need Indiana Jones to
get the same
all you
result.
need Indiana Jones is getting the Ark of the Covenant into the warehouse in America. That is it. That's all you need Indiana Jones for. He could have just sat back, ate an apple, and just followed them, and just like, oh, saw that coming.
Right.
Yeah.
But yes, Canto, great, loved it. The music's very catchy. Probably my biggest gripe is it's a little hard to sing along to.
Yes.
So
it's not catchy in that way, except for Bruno. That's the one that.
Correct. That's the one everyone.
Going viral. Yes.
Like I think even make it a point in the special features of the movie where they talk about the song. Like, oh yeah, that's the song everyone loves because you can sing along with it. Whereas like the first song, I can't even touch that song.
So difficult. It's fun.
It's fun. Yes. It's a great song, but I can't sing to it.
This movie is aesthetically beautiful. It's just I enjoy it for what it is, and and I think that's sums it all up. What we've got.
So like those are our picks. Like let us know which ones that you guys enjoyed that we didn't discuss. You know,
like Pepper Ann.
Yeah, I mean, like we could honestly be here. Like I literally have a list of
Brandy's Cinderella.
Oh boy.
Yeah, like you got Night at the Museum, Happiest Millionaire, an old classic Disney movie has one of my favorite songs, Fortuosity, in there. Love that.
That's from there?
Yeah.
Yes, Happiest Millionaire.
That's a fun song.
It's a cute movie.
Yes, it's fun. So like, there's a ton that we didn't get to. We could easily be here all day talking about all the great things that we saw last year from Disney Plus. So if there's something that we didn't mention that you want the other yodelers to know and maybe check out, hit us up on our Instagram, on our Twitter page. You can email us at matterhornyodelers@gmail.com, on our Facebook page.
If you're listening on Spotify, if you just scroll down, you can answer a question that we post.
Yes. So, we want to hear from you guys. Let us know what your picks were, or one of your picks that maybe we should check out that we didn't discuss. But until next time, Auf Wiedersehen.
Thank you for joining us on this week's episode of the Matterhorn Yodelers. Please remember, before your bobsled comes to a complete stop, to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And remember...
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.